Hello everyone, welcome to Courtside. I'm Blair Cartwright. Pleased to be joined as always by Tom Cullen, our head women's basketball coach. Coach, 1 week, got a big win, but unfortunately had a tough loss.
Well, in the SEC, sometimes 1-1's not a bad week. You'd like to get on an 8-game roll like we did last year, but the bottom line is in this conference, if you can win one and lose one and win one and lose one, you're probably going to find your way back into the NCAA tournament. So, good win against LSU, tough loss against Vandy, didn't play very well. But now we come back next week and we've got another one.
All right, let's take a look at our 3 keys from the past week. First off, she's been a constant all year, Estelle Williams.
You know, she's consistently scoring for us. She gets off to slow start sometimes in games, and loses her attention span at times. But for the most part, when you leave her in there and she warms up, she's going to find a way to score. You know, that's who she is. She's a scorer. She's going to put the ball in the basket, and she's going to get rebounds for you. So, you know, she's really becoming one of our more consistent players at this point. We need her to keep that up.
Double-double against LSU, very impressive. Second key, Sarah Watkins continues to come off the bench and make a big impact.
She does, and we just need consistency from her as well. You know, her and Q both, their field goal percentage numbers are a little down since we went into the SEC. It's certainly not what you want, but you don't want them to drop off the table like they have a little bit, because, you know, those two kids need to lead us in scoring night in and night out, and in rebounds night in and night out, but they need to make a higher percentage of shots. But, you know, Sarah Watkins is our go-to player. I'm still happy with the experiment, bringing her off the bench. It keeps her out of foul trouble. We just need her to step up and shoot the ball a little bit better every night.
Third key, a new name in the starting lineup, Erin Gatling. Put her in the game, or the start for the first time against LSU, and then started her against Vanderbilt, and she's really responded.
She's a great spark plug for us against LSU. You know, we've given that opportunity to a lot of people, with Kelsey Hatcher and Dominique Wilson, ran Melissa Wolf out there a few times, and we finally just decided it's time to give somebody else an opportunity. You know, Erin's a 5th-year senior, shoots the ball well in practice. She's our backup point guard, but has really played limited minutes now that we've gotten into the SEC, because I don't take Callie Byrne off the floor much. So I just decided to experiment with it. She shot the ball well, 3 for 4 from the three-point line, made a big difference in the game, sparked us in both halves, really. And you know, we left her in there for Vanderbilt. You know, missed some shots in Vanderbilt's, but played hard, scrappy. You know, even when she's not scoring or making shots, she's always in there creating something. She's always taking the energy of our team to another level.
The win against LSU, the first of the conference schedule, and how important was it to just finally get that first conference?
Well, we had to get it. We just had to get it, because it would hardly give you a fighting chance to move on to the next game if you start out 0-3 and now you're playing Vanderbilt on the road. So, you know, and it was a battle for us. We started out really well. You know, they caught back up, took the lead, we battled back, so it was a well-earned victory for us. And I think it was a lift for us, you know, regardless of what ended up happening at Vanderbilt. You know, it was something that you need to get under your belt. And I can't think of a better team to get it against, really, than LSU. They've been a rival for us for a long time. They dominated the series for so many years. So to be able to get a win over them and say, listen, we've beaten them 4 out of the 6 times, I think it says a lot about the direction that our program is heading, that when we came in here 6 years ago, LSU was here and Arkansas was here, and now we've moved up ahead of them. So it was a big win for that reason as well.
A chance to get that second SEC win later this week. We'll talk about that coming up.
My dedication puts me all in.
Commitment puts me all in.
Hard work puts me all in.
Doing just a little bit more. That's what puts me all in.
We're all in. Are you all in?
Are you all in?
Single game tickets are on sale now at ArkansasRazorbacks.com. Get yours today. Hawk fans, it's an exciting time for Razorback football, and we want you to be part of it. Join Coach Bielema and his staff for a personal introduction and breakdown of each member of the 2013 Razorback signing class. You have 2 opportunities for an inside look. Signing Day on the Hill, presented by First Security, Wednesday, February 6th at the Fayetteville Town Center. Signing Day in the Rock, presented by First Security, Thursday, February 7th at Verizon Arena.
Callie Byrne's assist numbers are really up this year. What's the difference?
Well, I think the ball's in her hands more often, you know, and we play her a lot of minutes, especially in the SEC. I've had a hard time taking her off the floor. But she's always taking care of the ball. She makes a lot of great decisions. She gets the ball to the right person. She delivers it with the right pass. She gives her teammates an opportunity to score. And quite frankly, she'd have a lot more assists if we made a few more shots for her, because she delivers the ball pretty consistently. So, I'm happy with her as our point guard. She does a lot of things right on both ends of the floor as well. She plays good defense. Just got to get her knocking down a few more threes. I know she's a good three-point shooter, and she doesn't have to go out and search for that shot, but when she gets that shot, she has to knock it down. And if she could do that just a little bit more often, it will make us a lot better basketball team. She's
really had a solid year. She's not a flashy player, but you look down at the box score, like against LSU, 8 assists. I mean, she's not flashy, but man, she gets the job done.
She was that way in high school. She's not a kid that you would go out and watch her play a game in high school or two, or a summer game, and fall all over yourself thinking she's great. You had to watch her over a period of time, and I had the ability to do that at Fayetteville High School, and we were probably fortunate that's her style of play, because a lot of other top coaches in the country watched her play and didn't understand just how good she was, and didn't recruit her, and it made it a lot easier on us. So when she stayed home, we knew that our point guard position was in solid hands for the next 4 years.
And not only is she a good point guard, she's pretty good on TV with interviews too.
She does do a pretty good job with that. I think she's got a future. She might take your place someday.
She might indeed. Turning to this week, we've got number 13 Thursday night.
Yeah, they're pretty top 10 in the country. They're dropping up again, so they have to drop them. They return to top 7 players. Good freshman class. Just a good team. I mean, they're a team that you look at and you couldn't discount them and say that they're incapable of going to the finals. So, but they're that way every year. We've struggled against them. We beat them once down there inside Bentonville, but we haven't been able to beat them. We came very, very close. I think about 3 years ago, they had a deep three in the corner. That hurt a lot. We just have to rise up. I look at these as opportunities. They're clearly a very talented team, very deserving of their ranking. But it's an opportunity for us to step up, coming off of a really not a great performance at Vanderbilt, and get our fans excited again, and show the people around the country that we're a pretty good basketball team. So, let's take our best shot and see if we can't knock them down.
Had a good crowd against LSU, and another good crowd like that could really help this team.
Well, we've got to have those. If we can stay in the game and get in close games, I think the crowd makes a difference. I thought the crowd, obviously our best crowd was against Texas A&M, but we just didn't do enough, to keep ourselves in the game. But against LSU, and it wasn't as big a crowd, but against LSU, when the game got tight, the crowd rose up and they got behind us. It really lifted our kids up a lot. And I've told our fans, we just have to have them. They're going to be a difference maker for us eventually, with all these top 25 teams coming into play in Bud Walton Arena.
And Sunday, no game Sunday, get a Sunday off, which is going to be rare, but how refreshing is it going to be to have that kind of time off to just get away for a little bit?
Well, if we lose to Georgia and we're 1-4, we'll probably need that time off. Hopefully that's not the case, but you need these in the middle of the year. We used to have 2, now we've only got 1 because we've added some games. But your kids need time to recharge, refresh a little bit, a couple days off. It also gives you an opportunity to go back into the gym, work with them individually. It gives you a chance to watch a little bit more video with them. It's not like they're really taking the time off, but it gives you a chance to kind of get back to some basics. And, it's those basic things that when you're not doing those things well that cost you games. So, we may need that time right now.
All right, well, let's get a win against Georgia on Thursday.
All right, sounds good.
All right, for Tom Collins, I'm Blair Cartwright. We'll see you next time on Courtside.